welcome to day 23. We are just about ready for our recipe segment. I want you to remember that these segments are more for your enjoyment, for your encouragement, and I do want to remind you that I'm not being as strict as I would have in past years. I think we have enough pressure on us with the isolation that's happened, with our fuzzy brains. They call it COVID fatigue. I know many of us are suffering from that right now. I pray that you're finding enjoyment. I've heard reports that all of us are gaining weight, that all of us are tired of being inside. But because the vaccine is out, we have hope, and we're trusting that God is going to continue to be with us. Why would He stop? His word is true. And so if you have taken your vaccine, just take your hand and put it over your arm and just ask God to bless that place. Bless that place where the shot went in, where the medicine went in. And ask God to continually protect you and thank you. You know, if we were sitting in front of a plate of food, we would have said our grace over our food. So why not this vaccine, this medicine that's going into our bodies in the same way? But that being said, let's proceed. So our recipe today, I call them cheese chips. It's just that simple. It's probably not what they're called, but that's what I call them. So you want to pull out a baking sheet. You want to pull out your parchment paper. And then you're going to pull out a bunch of spices that you like. Anything that you like. I always default to onion and garlic powder, cracked pepper, and basil or parsley, something green. And so we're going to take our parchment paper and line our baking sheet. Now I'm going to get a pair of scissors. Simply because your parchment paper will turn brown. And I always pull out too much. So make sure you kind of trim off, not all the way to the pan, but you know, not so much hanging over. You want to set your oven on bake at 350 and let it preheat while you're working. So again, I have basil, cracked pepper, little bit of paprika, little bit of onion powder, little bit of garlic powder. No salt, because the cheese that you're going to use has enough salt in it. I just mix all those spices together in a bowl. You know, nothing special. But here, I have a package of mild cheddar cheese, shredded cheese. Now, with this cheese, and with what we're going to do with it, you can mix as many cheeses as you want. You can use mozzarella, cheddar, Parmesan, Asiago. You can mix together in any amount of cheeses that you want, and you can use a single shred of shredded. That's what I'm doing. And so you want to take about a teaspoonful and put it in a pile on your baking sheet. You want to space your piles about an inch apart so that they don't run over into each other. And when I get finished placing these, I'll move the camera so you can see. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting a pile of cheese down about an inch apart until I fill up the baking sheet. Again, you may be able to use vegan cheese, but I'm not sure. It doesn't always melt very well. Perhaps some of y'all may contradict me with that. Let me know. But I had said at the start, most of the recipes I'm showing you is how I intend to eat going forward. And I declare, and I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that I'm going to eat cheese. That's just going to be a part of my diet. I'm going to eat cheese. I'm going to enjoy sour cream. I'm going to enjoy cream cheese. I will stick with the almond milk. I do like that. But my diet will include some dairy. If you can see, this is what the spaces of cheese look like. And so mash it down just a little bit, making sure, you know, you don't want a cone. You just want a pile. And so as a matter of fact, I have a fork. I'm just going to mash it down in the center, trying to make them as even as I can. Make sure there's enough cheese. Now, with that mashed down with my hand, I'm going to take my mixed seasonings and I'm going to sprinkle them over each one. You know, not too much, but how you like it. Remember, coming to America, whatever you like. So I'm going to give a good coating to each one. And just sprinkle it right on top. When the cheese melts, all of these seasonings will go throughout, and so you don't have to worry about seasoning the cheese first. Your biggest concern is making sure they're spaced, that they're on your parchment paper so they don't stick to your pan. You have a bigger mess than you want. And then we're just going to pop it in and bake it soon as the oven heats up. We will be fine. Now my oven is not yet heated, so I'm going to take a moment and just put my stuff away, because I don't want a whole bunch of stuff that I have to clean up later on. And more than anything, we want to be clean cooks. So I'm going to put this up. I want you to know that my kitchen is a mess. We are painting our laundry room, which is right off the kitchen, and everything is everywhere. And so my oven is still heating up. Again, this is going into the oven at 350. It's going to bake for about 15 minutes, again, depending on your oven and how things work. We'll be right back as soon as this comes in and out of the oven. See you soon. Hey everybody. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Like great big cookies. Now what you want to do is, you're not done yet, is you want to take them off of the parchment paper and let them sit for a couple of minutes on paper towels, so that the grease, the oil, will soak out of them. And then once you get them, oops, I need my thing. Once you get them off the parchment paper, see, that one was a little too close. Once you get them off the parchment paper, and really, they literally should lift up. I just got this too close. But anyway, once you get them off the parchment paper and on to the paper towels to soak off the excess oil, once you do that, they will continue to firm, and that's what you want. They'll almost be cracker-like. but you know, cheese is oily, so you don't want to eat them directly out the oven. And so here we go. Turn my oven on. So this is what they look like on the paper towels. Now, after a couple of minutes, I'm going to transfer them to a dish and just let them sit and firm up for about maybe 3 minutes. So once they're finished firming up, they're ready to go. And again, remember, you can use as much cheese or different types of cheese. You can even take American cheese, and you don't even have to shred it or have it be shredded. You can simply just cut the squares and let the squares bake. So this is our final product. Bon appetit. Let's get ready for our meditation and our hymn. Let's begin our meditation. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Gently closing your eyes. You are completely aware of your surroundings. You know where you are. You know the room that you're sitting in. You know your house sounds. Sometimes the refrigerator comes on. Sometimes the clock chimes. Sometimes your computer makes a sound. But at any rate, you are completely aware and not caught off guard. You are sitting comfortably with your back straight, or you are laying down with your back straight. Whichever way you choose, as long as you are comfortable. And you are reminded that if your thoughts, your mind should wander, just bring your attention back to the breath as soon as you are aware. That breath, that natural pattern of breathing, the inhaling and the exhaling, the rise and fall of the chest or stomach, the expansion and contraction of the lungs. Just a blessing from the Lord. Feeling the weight of your body against your surface. Just appreciative of these few moments. Just you and the Lord. And so again, you feel the presence of the love of God in the light that surrounds you. From the top of your head down through your face, your neck, back, and shoulders, your arms, your fingers, your torso, your thighs, your knees, your legs, ankles, feet, and toes. You are completely bathed in the light. It is literally like stepping into sunshine. We do that with gratitude, and we receive, accept, and appreciate that light. So we're going to take a moment today and just sit in the light. Understanding that there is no love like this love. Embrace it and appreciate it. And so now we step into the inner court and we go directly to the table of showbread. We look all over all of the previous loaves, but now we get to the 9th loaf or cake, whichever way you see it, and we pick it up. And as you pick up the loaf, you catch a glimpse of your sleeves, and you find that you have your priestly robes on. And as you look at this loaf, it has one simple word. It says, pass. pass, you get the sense that this loaf isn't for you. As priest, you are to pass it to others. To whom would you like to pass this loaf to, so that they might feast, so that they might feel blessed, so that they might feel loved? To whom would you pass this loaf? Remember, it can represent the everlasting covenant. It can represent provision. It can represent life. It can represent co-union. It can represent the wine, the blood. It can be a cup full of precious memories in the form of jewels. It could be a broken loaf to which you share yourself. It can be a constant reminder of the covenant of God. But this bread, this loaf is not broken. It is not a piece of you. It is what you want someone else to have. Imagine wrapping the loaf very carefully. Imagine the person to whom you would like to pass this precious cake to. Who is it? Whoever it is, I pray that they feel all the love which with that loaf was made. Imagine the joy and the excitement for them to get such a gift from you. You need to give it away because you already have your loaf. He came from heaven. He saved your soul. You have an eternal loaf. But as priest, you're allowed to pass it to someone else. Imagine who that would be. And now we bring our attention back to the breath. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Gently open your eyes. Realize that you have something precious to give to someone else. Grace and peace.